My wife kept saying someone was watching her. I thought it was just anxiety. But on our final night, I went into the basement, and standing perfectly still in the corner was a man wearing a red hat. The worst part? He had been inside the house with us the entire weekend. I hate to travel. I especially hate to travel for work. About a year ago, I had to travel somewhere that was only 3 hours away from my job. The area I had to go is considered beautiful by the people who visit. I thought this would be a great excuse to bring my wife with me. She hates when I travel for work, so this seems like a good opportunity to include her. I figured she could enjoy the sights, go hiking, shop, or just sit around the house. Either way, I'd be around every afternoon and night for us to do whatever she wanted. We rented this cute little house that was mostly secluded. Not like in the middle of nowhere, but definitely separated from the other houses by a bunch of trees. That first night we arrived, we looked around the house, and I remember my wife saying that she would love to buy a house like this. Even though it was small, it had a large basement that was filled with storage. Little did I know that our short trip was only going to get worse from here. That first morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. to get ready for work. After I turned my alarm off, the first thing I noticed was that my wife wasn't in bed with me. That caused me to jump out of my bed with a little fire in my step. I went out into the kitchen, and she was sitting on one of the bar stools drinking coffee and scrolling on her phone. When I asked her why she was awake, she told me that she couldn't sleep. She woke up in the middle of the night. When she rolled over, she thought she could see someone standing in the corner of the bedroom. She tried to squint and focus her eyes, but it was too dark to be certain. She rolled over and couldn't get back to sleep. She said she almost fell asleep at one point, but thought she heard a noise from the same corner, and after that, she was wide awake. She said she just couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching her. At 5, she got up, made coffee, and had been sitting out there ever since. I felt terrible for her. I could see in her face that she was exhausted. I could even see that she was still a little scared. I got ready for work, and before I left, I asked if she was going to be okay. She told me that she was going to get ready and go explore the town while I was at my work obligation. She didn't want to stay at the house alone longer than she needed to. As I was getting ready to leave, she was laying out clothes on the bed for after her shower. I kissed her goodbye, and she jumped in the shower. According to her, when she got out of the shower, she noticed that her clothes were slightly different from how she left them. Instead of being folded neatly and stacked on top of each other, they were half folded and just thrown into a single row. She was on edge, but said it must have been her imagination. She got dressed quickly, but couldn't find her socks. She knew she had left the socks out, but now they weren't there. She felt like she was going crazy. She grabbed another pair and ran out of the house. She Ubered to town since I had the car. I could tell something was off. When she was texting me, I was getting these one-word answers, and that's not like her. I got out of my work meeting early, so I met my wife for lunch in town. She didn't look well. This is where she told me about the clothes situation and how her socks were just magically missing. I didn't know what to say. I believed her. I just didn't have a solution or idea what could be happening. Since I was done with work for the day, we spent the rest of the afternoon in town and had a great time. That night, we had dinner at the house, and my wife looked much better. Whatever weirdness was happening before and bothering her looked like it was over now. In the middle of that night, she woke me up. She told me she heard a weird noise. As soon as she told me, I could hear it as well. It sounded like someone walking around in the house. I could see her shaking. She begged me not to leave, but I needed to know if someone was in the house. I quietly walked through the house, and the only thing I noticed out of the ordinary was that a closet door was open. I know this is stupid, but I assumed the door just opened on its own. I know it's unlikely, but I've had doors do that before. I even rationalized in my head that the sound we heard must have just been the door opening. I even looked inside the closet just to be sure, and it was empty. I told my wife the house is clear and that we had nothing to worry about. She had it in her mind that something wasn't right. She couldn't sleep. I decided to stay up with her for the rest of the night. That morning, I got ready for work and she also got dressed. She didn't want to stay 1 second in that house without me. We met up for lunch again, and she asked if we could go back and pack our things so we could leave. I felt terrible because I had to tell her that we needed to stay one more night. The next day, I had one more meeting in the morning that I couldn't miss. This wasn't the trip I wanted for us. The thought of staying in the house one more night for her was crippling. I offered to get us a hotel room, but because I spent so much on the house, she agreed to tough it out one more night. When we got back to the house, we packed everything up so we could leave right after my meeting in the morning. We ordered a pizza that night and sat in the living room for a while. I could tell that she didn't want to go to sleep. We ended up playing this trivia game on my phone for a while. Every so often, we would hear this noise coming from the basement. Every time we heard it, my wife would crumble. I tried telling her that it must be the house just making noises, but she couldn't accept that. While we were sitting there, I decided to go and check the basement again. She begged me not to, but I told her that I wanted to prove that the house is safe and that she had nothing to worry about. I went down there and looked all around the room. There were boxes of storage everywhere. There was only one light, and it wasn't a good one. It gave off a dim yellow glow. Just as I was about to head back upstairs, something caught my eye. I turned back around, and standing in the corner of that room was a man in a red hat. He was standing so still that I swear I thought it was a hat rack or even a mannequin. I moved a little closer, and the man blinked. I freaked out and ran upstairs. I told my wife to get to the car right away and I'll grab the bags. We had 3 bags in total. I grabbed 2 bags and threw them outside. My wife loaded the bags into the car as I ran inside to grab the final bag. I ran to the bedroom, grabbed our chargers out of the wall and the last bag. As I was running to the door, I noticed that the basement door was open and the closet was now slightly ajar. I took a deep breath and I sprinted past the closet and the basement door. I literally threw the bag in the back seat of the car and drove off. I called the rental manager and told them that someone was in the house. The woman was arguing with me, trying to tell me that I was mistaken. I don't even know if she followed up on what I said. I got so angry that I hung up the phone. Thankfully, we were okay. But just because we made it out unscathed doesn't make it any less scary. This man was literally wandering around the house with us all weekend. I believe my wife, without a doubt, did see someone standing in the room. It was most likely that guy in that basement. I don't even want to think about what this guy wanted with us besides my wife's socks. I know I could have pursued this further, but I just let it be. Having your own house to stay in while you travel is cool and everything, but I honestly think I'm going to stick to hotels for a while. They may be scary as well, but at least there you expect to have people around. People that hopefully won't be in your room watching you sleep. To this day, I still wonder what he wanted. Why did he only move when we weren't looking? And why were my wife's socks the only thing that disappeared? We escaped without a scratch, but if we'd stayed just one more night, I'm not sure we'd have made it out at all.